So first, we're going to start by bringing on our first state candidate, which is Lynn DeCoite for the State Representative District 13 race. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Amber. How's it going?
Good, good. If you can start by just describing your top 3 priorities and why.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for, of course, your endorsement from the Maui Chamber of Commerce. And of course, my services is my first top priority, making sure essential services are available. Hospitals, police, and fire to maintain the health, safety, and the well-being of our communities. I think we have not seen the worst yet. It is yet to come. I'm fearful of what's going to come when we start to open up the schools. So I'd like to make sure the services are there, readily available, and of course, working with our county, state, federal, and private businesses. Secondly, I would like to say, it's restoring trust in our government. I've seen way too many things get pushed to the side for personal reasons. This is not a sandbox, and it doesn't matter what was done in prior years. I believe that while we try to work together, that people's lives are on the line. So we have to work together so that people can learn to trust government. Third, I believe bridging the gap between businesses and community. Over the past few months of COVID-19 shutdown, we saw the community come together to work with businesses. I would look towards using this model so we can expand upon growing food, providing job training, and stabilizing our economy through business and restoring employment. And those are my 3 priorities.
Great, thank you so much. During COVID-19, there was a lot going on. How did you work to make sure the needs of your district were met? And what did you do to demonstrate leadership skills?
One, as we saw on Molokai, I have a canoe district. I was able to work with Senator English on East Maui and in Lanai. I worked with a lot of the businesses here. We provided food. We provided outreach through media, through social media. Literally in times when our shelves went dry, we had our stores closed down. What we did was, rally the troops, businesses, volunteers, everybody literally came together. We demonstrated at that time in the deepest, darkest times when there were no transportation of our food lines and making sure people were safe in their homes and keeping social distancing. Those are some of the things that we did alongside working with my colleagues at the state capitol, even with county government, with Mayor Victorino, as well as the governor.
Great, thank you. Our next question is, how can you help businesses make it through these trying times of COVID-19? What is your plan to move our economy forward?
So I think as we saw, and we constantly say this every year, we depend on 90% of our imports. I think what we need to do to move our economy forward is first making sure there's food availability. Secondly, as we see the growth now of one era of sugarcane going down, the availability of land, not just there, but across the state of Hawaii. Those that are existing farmers and ranchers that have already built that foundation, I think we need to work with them and to slowly phase in agritourism so that we can provide a high tourism clientele without over impacting the infrastructure. At the same time, with some of the funding that was provided via federal, state, and counties, that those CARES Fund money be used for education training that have impacted many of our business, and to provide even an offset of those businesses struggling with expenses, along with helping those employees that have families care for their children with money assistance on the side. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a question from the audience. They said, SMA covers all land between the Hana Highway and the ocean. Properties often 5 miles from the ocean suffer under SMA rules. Would you work to limit SMA lands for only those properties within 1/2 mile of the shoreline?
Yes, I would. I think, even on Molokai at one time, they wanted to estimate the entire island. I didn't care for that. It's almost as if we started encroaching on the small little things like putting an extension on, I think these are the reason why affordable housing has become a problem. Extensions that we've been putting on our homes. Permits have been held up because of SMA. I think the 1.5 miles is sufficient unless it's, lands that are greater than 20 acres or in conservation area that we should consider SMA. But to SMA 5 miles outside of the shoreline, I disagree with that. Those would have to be under special circumstances, but I would like to see that within the 1.5 miles at least because of our ocean and sea level rise. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll do one more quick question. Another audience member was asking about your ideas to help limit traffic on Hana Highway while also helping small businesses.
So my idea is, of course, Senator English and myself have been talking with other consultants which we use on our Kaena. We've had conversation at the same time while we were in COVID-19. We Zoomed our constituents in Hana, requesting that they come up with a community plan, both with businesses themselves as well as the community. Limiting it, I believe it has to be limited, which is why I say we move into a more higher clientele, or we make it more appeasing of what they're going to visit. Plan out or map out what you're coming in to visit. We have technology, they use modern technology across the US. So you can say if there's 10 people at maybe the Ulu farm or the chocolate farm, that, it alerts you, no, there's too many people this day. Find yourself another venue to visit or a beach. Because I just actually got out of Hana in Kianai. Let me tell you, luckily I passed 100 cars. It was really nice, but at the same time, huge difference. The impacts on the businesses there are key to, bringing back many of the things that we have grown accustomed to. But that's what I would look at doing is, of course, working with the community first and then assisting with either legislation or resources. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Lynn. That's all for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your platforms and priorities with us.
Thank you, Amber. Take care.